commuted the sentence of Rod Blagojevich. He served 8 years in jail.
President Trump let former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich go free. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The former governor and his wife have been pushing the president to let him out of jail for nearly 2 years now. Tonight, the president granted their wish against the wishes of Illinois Republicans. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell is live outside the governor's office, where reaction is still coming in tonight. Mark, what can you tell us?
Jennifer, good evening. This is not the outcome Illinois Republicans wanted. Frankly, it's not the outcome Illinois Democrats wanted either. Remember, Rod Blagojevich gave their entire party a black eye, and you can't find a Democrat in these halls who will come to his defense even to this day. Some will say that 14-year prison sentence was a bit steep. It was a big prison sentence after all, but in the end, President Trump used the former governor's case to prove a point.
There was a prosecution by the same people, Comey, Fitzpatrick, the same group. I saw that, and I did commute his sentence.
Former Governor Rod Blagojevich and his wife Patty pleaded with President Trump for years on cable news, in op-eds, and on social media, making the case that overeager prosecutors flexed their muscle and unfairly put a governor behind bars. With his own impeachment trial now behind him, the president granted leniency to the convict who he once fired from his own reality TV show.
President Trump is probably the least credible person to make this decision, given what he's done over and over again, to thumb his nose at. One of the core principles of our democracy is that no one is above the law.
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, a Democrat, and House Republican leader Jim Durkin both criticized President Trump's decision. It comes at a time when Illinois government is once again under the scrutiny of federal prosecutors.
His sentence was appropriate. Why should he get special treatment than some other people that have been sitting in the Department of Corrections for drug offenses for, are getting 30 or 40-year drug sentences, but they're never going to see the light of day or any type of relief from this president? It's just because of the celebrity of Rod Blagojevich. 5 Republicans in Congress issued a joint statement saying history will not judge Rod Blagojevich well. Leader Durkin warned the president's move could depress Republican turnout at the polls in an important election year. I guess he's not concerned about the state of Illinois for next November, so, yeah. Newly installed Senate President Don Harmon had a major hand in the Blagojevich impeachment. The Democrat said one key thing still bothers him to this day.
It would be a lot easier to stomach if the former governor had shown any contrition at any point along the way. But I think Donald Trump models a behavior where you never apologize or show contrition for anything, and it seems he's rewarding people who behave the way he behaves.
Tonight, Governor Pritzker tweeted his condemnation of that commutation. He said it condones corruption and it sends a wrong message at the wrong time. Illinois Senior Senator Dick Durbin has said in the past that 14-year sentence was too tall, too steep of an order, but he denied, his aides denied, that he ever lobbied President Trump to commute this sentence or cut it short. He also took this opportunity to call for cleaner government, namely that all executives and public officials should release their full tax returns. Tonight, no indication that President Trump or Governor Pritzker, for that matter, will take Senator Durbin up on that challenge. Jennifer?
And we should say he's still not out of prison. All that video was old.
Well, correct. We know that there are news cameras there hovering, waiting to see if and when he gets out of prison, how long that process takes, when he gets home, but we still are watching closely to see when that might happen.
Okay, thank you so much. So, how did we get here? Here's a timeline for the last 13 years for Rod Blagojevich. He was first elected governor in 2002 and re-elected in 2006. In 2007, federal agents arrested him on corruption charges at his Chicago home. In January 2009, the Illinois House voted 114-1 to impeach Blagojevich, the first Illinois governor in history to be impeached. The Illinois Senate then voted unanimously to remove him from office. In April of that same year, Blagojevich was formally indicted with 5 co-defendants, one of those his brother Rob. In 2011, it took 9 days for a jury to find him guilty of 18 counts, including trying to sell or trade President Obama's old Senate seat. In 2012, Blagojevich reported to that Colorado prison you just saw to start his 14-year sentence. That sentence ended today.